Welcome to the Ref Room, hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans.
Broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
With your hosts, Scott Smokin SIlz and Brad Baumruck.
Live.
The Ref Room starts right now.
And now your host.
All right, happy MLK Day. It is the Ref Room coming to you live. Yeah, we didn't even take off, and it's a holiday. We are here. My man, Brad Baumruck, right back from Florida, where he froze his tail off down there, I understand, for like 40-degree weather. But he's here.
Well, it was 85 when we landed, Scott. Now, I just want to point something out because we just had the intro to the show here. And I know that you and me are in those clips. Like, you know, maybe we should merge those together so that people see us beforehand. I mean, I'm pretty thin in that photo. It'd be nice to remember that every once in a while for longer than a flash.
Well, that's because you sent me a picture from 15 years ago.
No, it was 4 years ago, but thank
from
you.
15 years ago, you know.
Well, you know, I'm trying to give myself some clout here, but knock it off.
I don't blame you. I do the same thing. You know, we all got hats on today, too, you know. We're coming from hockey, so we got hockey helmet head. I don't know if you work games today, but I got helmet head. So anyway, we have a very special guest joining us. See, MLK Day, we can get the superstars to come on the show. And that's exactly what we've done because we have somebody that's been here once before. He's a legend, everybody. He is probably the best skating coach in the country right here. Kevin Delaney joins us.
The world.
Best in the world. My bad, Kev. I'm sorry I didn't read the cue card properly.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's great to have you. Thanks.
Brad's still dressed like he's in Florida. He's got the hat back where he's got, I think, is that camo he's wearing? Yeah.
Is that actually, do they encourage you to dress like that at USA hockey functions? Because I thought they'd make you wear khakis, you know?
Well, I was dressed in khakis, but this was, you know, kind of my going out attire. Not the one day I did take this hoodie out, but I got back and washed it real quick this morning and threw it back on.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually tell you to put your hat on forwards because that's the way you're going, not backwards. So, you know, that was always their thing.
I'm leaving the war zone, so I'm out. I'll see you later.
All right, so Kevin joins us today. We got lots to talk about. I mean, it's been a busy weekend, obviously. Winter meetings that you guys both attended. So Kevin's going to give us a lot of updates as far as like the coaching and what they're doing and how it's working with the referees. Brad's going to cover the referee stuff, of course, because he is the referee in chief after all. And I'll give you my opinion. You may want to stay tuned. For all you guys that are checking in, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Feel free to comment and we're supposed to wish Dave Zednick a happy birthday. It's Dave's birthday today, so happy birthday, Dave. And that came from Karen, that's very nice of you, Karen. Remember that. Thank you for reminding me because I saw that on Facebook today. So, you know, one of our buddies. He's been on the show before. He come back. He's always welcome.
Yeah.
You know,
when we were running this thing, on what, like
when
the
we
other
first
platform?
started, like was that 3 years ago or whatever? I mean, you know, been a while, but Dave was one of the first guests on this show. So to all you guys that are joining us, Landon Mills is checking in. What's up, Landon? How you doing, bud? Hope you're doing well. So, keep the comments coming in, everybody, and join in the conversation. If you're new to the show, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and the notification button and all that good stuff like you know you're supposed to do. Anyway, Kevin, tell us a little bit about the winter, conference and meeting and bring us up to speed. What did you take away from it?
I go down representing the disabled section because of my involvement with the American Hearing Impaired Hockey Association right there, celebrating 50 years. So I'm in the disabled section in deaf hockey. So they have about 300 volunteers down there from USA Hockey from all districts and regions, along with the employees of USA Hockey, the higher-ups, all the important people. And it's 4 days of meetings and town halls. The big thing that the big item on the agenda was shrinking the board. They had about a 90-member board, and I think they shrunk it down to 24. And it's very easy to get down there. They make for the volunteers. It's seamless. It's well organized. It was at the Gaylord Palms. It's a very big conference center. I hadn't been.
Big is an understatement, Kev.
Yeah.
That place is massive.
There. It's like a biosphere, really.
Yeah, it was crazy. You should have seen me trying to find my hotel room the first day. You know when you watch that movie Vegas Vacation? Go to the gold elevators. The red ones you'll see first, not yours. Keep walking, make a left. That's about how big it was. It was insane.
Yeah, it was amazing. Well, it wasn't until Saturday night, the last night there, I got there Thursday, that I realized there was an alligator pit there.
Yeah, that was cool. It was in the middle. There really was an alligator pit.
Did you guys feed anyone to it?
No, we didn't have to yet.
No, they're small. They weren't big. But I mean, the purpose of the meeting is get everyone together, talk about the issues of making the game better, changes that you need to do within the game. On the disabled side, we've had some change of leadership. Karen Hyde can't hear Kevin.
Yeah, you just speak louder. Maybe that might work. It's.
Oh. All right. Can you guys hear me?
As you yell, pretend you're a coach and just yell.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You won't echo back at us.
Okay. Oh, I won't. Okay, so
No.
So the purpose of the meetings across the board is to talk about rules and regulations they need to change. Education. There's referees. The disabled section has had several changes in leadership in the last couple years, so we have a new person running our organization, so it was great to meet her and to get with the regular other disciplines, blind hockey, sled hockey, special hockey, warrior hockey, amputee hockey. So we're all there from all different parts of the United States and coming together to talk about how to make the sport better. And so, for me, it's not as involved as it is for like Brad. Brad, you can talk about your meetings. There weren't a lot of rule changes. Can't wait for that rule change. Getting rid of the icing rule for higher level teams when they have a penalty. That's good.
Wait. Did they propose to go back to the way it was?
I don't know. I brought it up to Pat Kelleher. He said this is not a rules meeting. No.
No. They've been discussing it, and they do understand the play. The one thing that they did mention, though, Scott, is actually after the last year, you've been fighting me on this one. Actually, at the lower levels of hockey, after 2 years or 3 years of data, games have gotten shorter in the lower levels of hockey, but the upper levels of hockey are now running about 1 minute and 22 seconds, I believe it was, longer.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. We have this discussion. Okay, it is mathematically impossible for the game to be shorter if you have more stoppages. It is not mathematically possible. At the lower level, it takes at least 30 seconds after an icing to reassemble, get the players off the benches, get them into position, and get the puck back down. There is no way you could shorten the game. I'm sorry. USA Hockey, I love you. You cannot mathematically explain to me that if you stop play, the game will be shorter.
Well,
makes no sense.
They time all the games of the events from the second the players get on the ice for
Have they been to a house league game? Have they been to a squirt house league game or a peewee house league game and timed it? Because it is not mathematically possible. It is stoppage
one-
after stop. You got a puck that comes 3 inches over the blue line, nobody anywhere in sight. It should just play on. Instead, you have a stoppage. You can't tell me you're making the game go faster. I'm sorry. And, if you guys are watching out there and you agree with me or something or disagree, put it in the comments. I have no problem. This is my personal opinion on this.
Scott, the one thing is, the only thing that would be affecting those lower level games would be that they can't ice the puck, because they've had the automatic stoppage, Bantams and below, for 6 years now. So it wouldn't change those at all. It's only affected the upper levels. So that's what came out of that. So this is only the first thing that I told you. I can't wait.
Oh, it gets better. Well, Kevin, what's your opinion on this? As a coach, you coach higher level players, and the higher level players, the AAA players, Central States players, they get it. They pick it up pretty quickly. I think they've gotten pretty good at it. When you watch the Pee-wees and the score, they do a great job of not going offsides. They do a great job of not icing the puck. I mean, they shoot the puck off the boards. They have adapted. But when you get a house level or a silver level game, and the players aren't that skilled, some of them are just panicking with the puck. They're going to put the puck back in the zone. You're going to have a stoppage. It can't.
Hey, Scott, let me just correct you on something. So you're talking lower level tier 2 or tier 3 hockey. That's what. Yeah. That's what you're. So instead of the leagues that not everybody's familiar with, that's where it would correlate with USA Hockey.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Kev.
the icing the puck in a penalty kill.
Yep.
Tier 1, and
it's a stoppage.
Yeah, I can't. Not good. Don't like it.
Okay, so you are a high-level coach. You work with NHL players. You work with all the AAA players. You work with colleges, everybody else. Who listens to you guys? Because if you talk to any of the Tier 1 coaches, the ex-NHLers, our Hall of Fame USA Hockey players that are coaches, none of them like this. They don't like it because their argument is, I got a Bantam team or whatever. I got kids getting ready to go to juniors. They can't break the puck out because they've never had the opportunity now. They don't break the puck out because it's a skill that they're going to have to learn when they get there. They don't have it now going into the juniors. That's the argument I've heard from some of the coaches. That's a big argument. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, it's tough to break a puck out on a penalty kill.
That's true.
And then, that's the point right there. These kids are going on to juniors or, college club hockey. There's icing there. There's tag up offsides, right?
Yeah.
But why not do it at the midget level and Bantam level too? That's all.
Yeah.
Keeps the game. It wasn't a topic of conversation for this Congress because they had other items, but I just brought it up jokingly to Pat Kelleher. But Brad, you're a ref down there. Is it brought up at all in the media?
No, I mean, we talk about it, of course, and I think a lot of people want to see it change. My personal opinion is I think you still should be able to ice the puck, but that's my opinion, not speaking for anybody. Yeah. It's such a disadvantage that, it's very difficult to even operate in the game, which I do understand the idea behind it, which the idea is to make the players more creative and play their position and to break the puck out when they're on a penalty kill. I do understand that, but you are at a really severe disadvantage. Now, if you go back to where icing was even created, it was, the Montreal Canadiens when they kept winning all those Stanley Cups. And what they would do is they'd shoot the puck down the ice and they'd just outskate everybody down to the other side and cram it in your throat. So, the theory is solid on why we should have icing. You shouldn't be able to have that advantage, make everybody on an equal playing field. But I don't see why that playing field should be equal while you're removing a player from the ice. And that's the big key here. Like every other sport other than soccer, they remove a player from the ice. It may be football. I'd have to check with my football guys, but you play shorthanded soccer the rest of the game if a player is removed with a red card. In ice hockey, it's just a monetary time. It's a tenth of the period. So, that would be the only thing that I could argue with that, I get it, that I don't like it either. Changes the game too much for me. But again, I'm not the one trying to develop skills. So that's where I think we might be missing it. And I get where it's coming from both sides. And Scott, I'm with you about the junior hockey and all that stuff. But those players, by that point, they've reached it. They're real good at it, and they used to adapt to center line offsides. Yeah. They used to adapt to touch icing. They can adapt to this real quick, too. So
I get that.
I don't know how it serves everybody.
I mean, there are a couple things that are probably positive that come out of it. Obviously, getting the players to hang on to the puck and try to make something happen. It gets ugly on a 5-on-3. If you get a 5-on-3, it's pretty tough if you're the team that's defending there in that situation. But, a couple things that you could think about that are positives out of it. One, for the officials, they don't have to learn how to wash the puck, like onside. It's either offside or it's offside. I mean, it's offside or it's good. There's no in between. It's one less signal they have to learn. The other thing, maybe from a safety point, and this is something I do want to talk about today with you as well, Kevin, and that is officials' safety out on the ice. Now, since they can't ice the puck, you don't have guys turning around and blind taking a clapper at your head off the glass. The poor linesmen or even the referees that are going to get bonked from that puck because now they actually have to make a play. And I'm sure from a safety standpoint, that probably does save some injuries. So I don't even know if they talk about that or think about that. I'm sure they do because they're always thinking about safety. But, that I see as a benefit, not being able to, just throw that puck down the ice because it's bad when they do. It can be very bad. So we have a little bit less of that to have to worry about. But yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that we'd all like to see it go back to, go ahead and ice the puck, and we all would like to see everybody be able to tag up for offsides. Bravo, yes.
So,
Right.
and,
Well, I got Kevin's vote. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I can
you
live
got
with
my
getting
vote.
Kevin on my side.
That's right.
I'll call whatever I'm told to call. I'm not the one that decides all
I
this.
will
We decided
too.
as a sport.
I will too, Brad. I can go company route too. I'll call it because that's what we do. But
So, Brad, what do you got? What do you do as a referee down there during the winter meetings?
So we went there was a task force and an official section. The official section basically overviews the entire year. We had 28,000 and some change referees this year, which has been the highest number of referees since 2009 and 2010, I believe. Now, the big growth of that was pointed out. I believe the Rocky Mountain District actually added like 600 officials. So that's a big growth. Everybody else pretty much bounced back to pre-pandemic levels, which is good. It was kind of noted though that the last time that these numbers were that high was pre-predicted recession.
Oh,
And
interesting.
That's an interesting topic that I've said to you, Scott, before.
Yeah.
And the big conversation was if these officials are coming back and they've refereed before, how do we finally get them to keep coming back, not just work during the recession and then leave? So that was a big thing. And then, some big things that came out of it were, Scott's going to hate this. So anyway, the big thing that's being proposed by the officiating task that I took note of that was real big is any official under the age of 16, and by the way, this is being proposed, under the age of 16 is allowed to stay at level 1, 2, 3 as many years as they want, except for level 1. They'd still have to progress after 2 years. Once you hit 16, you are only allowed to be a level 1 year. The next year, you have to be a level 2. The next year, you have to take level 3. So you're no longer allowed to sit at level 2. The idea behind it and what was pitched at the meeting, which I actually do definitely agree with is the level 3 seminars actually have more information, and level 2 officials are being thrown into these games. Not as much as everybody wants, but why shouldn't they take it? Even if they fail the test, it gets them into the knowledge, gets them into those sessions. So they want to further the officials' actual knowledge gap, I guess you would call it, gap. Instead of you sitting at a level 2 just kind of doing, the lower level type stuff, now you're going into a 3 where we start talking about, breaking down the game management, stuff like that. So that if you are forced into that situation, it's good. Which, I get it. I do understand that.
I have no problem with that. I'm all for that.
I'm shocked.
No,
I'm shocked.
I think you should have to progress. There's no reason why you shouldn't progress. If, I'm going to say if we're investing in you, meaning whether it's USA Hockey, IHOA, whatever the organization, they're investing in these referees. Think about it. If you're a brand new referee, chances are you're getting a mentor. The mentor costs money. Hopefully. Yep. You're being paid to go out there, even if you have, very limited skill at that point because you're new. You've got a mentor out there that is going to help you or try to help you and try to groom you and get you going here so that you can be the best possible official you can. So, I mean, I'm going to go a step further. I honestly think if you're going to have referees under 16 years of age, I think there should be a minimal, very minimal, but there should be a little job interview. I think you should have a conversation with that official and find out what their hockey level is, what their skill level is, what their knowledge is, and kind of get a feel for the maturity of that individual before you continue to, push them forward and get them into the game. So that's a whole nother show. But
I got a great idea, Scott. We had 648 new officials here in Illinois, I believe, this year. Over half of them were underneath the age of 16. So I'll task you on interviewing all those officials. I would stick with about 2 minutes because that'll be 1,200 minutes, which you can then divide the hours on how many you're going to have to sit on the phone.
Even if it's an application that just says, here is my hockey level. I have played, I played Bantam Central States, or I played Bantam House. I've played for 6 years. Just some basic information to kind of see where you are. Are you a good forward skater? Are you a good backward skater? And then, give me an idea of what you're able to do and be honest about it. You can get a varsity high school player and he might skate forward well. He's a winger, but he doesn't skate backwards very well. He would know if he can skate. Not saying he's going to tell you that, but, just little things that would give us an idea of where you are. If you're a 12-year-old coming in, can you have a conversation with a coach? Can you, have you played hockey for 4 or 5 years? Or did you stop playing 2 years ago?
Hang on. So you're missing another peril of all this. We're getting enough new officials every year. That's not really the issue. The issue is that 50% of them quit. So you'd be doing that 50% of that work. And by the way, they quit without some of them, a mass majority. I think they said like 20%. They don't even complete. They never even finish everything.
Yeah, I know.
So they're dead in the water, right? So the big focus was how do we retain these officials that are still here and keep them and wanting them to come back, which they're looking into multiple things, and they're checking it out. But I don't think this is definitely not something that's going to solve itself. It's definitely not something that's going to solve overnight. The one good positive was we do have somebody that sits on the committee for all the other sports, and our retention levels are over double what theirs are. And also our recruiting is like triple, I believe they said. So we get more officials to our sport than any other sport, which is odd. Who knows why? Maybe it's because our sport's so expensive. Nobody really knows yet. I'm sure we'll eventually get to the bottom of that. But those things were definitely highly discussed. Now, here's the good one that Scott's going to gripe about, and Kev, if you want to get off early, maybe now's the time because Scott's really going to get going here. So it is being proposed that officiating rates for USA are going to go up. And I think we can all live with that. Well, not our pay, our registration.
Oh, the rates for. Okay,
So it's $45 for a level 1 right now. 2, 3, and 4 are $95. It's proposed for a 30% increase. So 2, 3, and 4 will go up $30. So we'll be paying $125. And level 1s originally was going to go up the $30 to $75, but it sounded like they came to a better option of $60. Now, not all that's set in stone. I wasn't there for the financial meeting the last day, so nobody kill me if any of that changed. But that's what I heard the day before. Before Sunday, that was Saturday.
I am not one that's going to jump up and down and scream. I know that we have a lot of officials that are going to jump up and down and scream, and they're going to scream bloody murder. But I understand, business prices go up, costs have gone up. Where I'd like to see us getting those kinds of increases too, because I feel like we haven't gone up as much as we should have over the years. We had a decent increase this past year. I'd like to see it as a starting point, and we need to move up and go up from there. That's where I am on this. If we can get more resources because we have the fees going up, if that means there's going to be more money available for us to get additional ice time for, officials, not just the newer officials, not just the advanced development officials, but maybe even some of the, the guys that are doing your 200-300 games a year that want to learn and get better, to get some additional training and use that. I think that's great. I'm good for that.
You stepped into a little misknowledge there. So the advanced development program that Illinois runs is funded by our officiating dues and then a fee that AHI gives us a grant for those programs. The rest of the country does not have that program. Some of them do run their own, but just so you know, your USA Hockey dollars do not come back to the local pretty much.
None of that money? Now, see, I didn't even know that. Like, I've been doing this 11 years. I didn't know that none of our money comes back to the locals. I'm very surprised by that.
So when you go register, next time you register next year, check out your registration. And Kevin can back me up on this because he's a coach, and also I think he registers as a player. When you register as a coach and a player, there's the USA Hockey fee, and then down in the bottom left, there's an affiliate fee. And that money gets sent back to the affiliate for them to use it on their various programs. The referee fee that is charged by USA Hockey is $95, say for me or you, Scott, right? But the affiliate fee is $0. That's why we have IHOA fees, dues, in order to cover our programs and also to cover mainly our seminars. Our seminars are a big cost. We put that all together, sent it over. The one thing is with the increase, they're going to revamp the materials for seminars. That's what they were talking about. And it's January, so they still have 5 months to do it. So I'm not sure where they're at in that process.
Yeah.
But
it's a big job.
They were talking about it.
Yeah.
It's a huge job. It's a massive undertaking.
I never knew that we didn't get any money from USA Hockey, that nothing filtered back down to, help with what we do,
Not referees. The players and coaches, yes. That's why
Kevin,
there's an affiliate.
Do you pay two fees? Do you pay a fee for coaching and a fee for player? It's one fee, right? But referees have to pay two fees. They pay for a player fee if they're playing somewhere, and then right?
Yeah. So playing and coaching is covered underneath one fee. So like if you were a coach and a player and a ref, you'd have to pay two fees. Yeah. And also you get 3 different USA Hockey numbers. Take that one. Take that one into retrospect. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we get people, they'll send us for the referees, and your player number starts with the last 4 of your last name, and we get it right away. And I'm like, this is your player number. What? I'm like, the referee number starts. It's all just digits. Now it's just because the programs have been separate, and they're working on hopefully getting everybody a USA Hockey number. So it's just one, but hey, that's in my eyes. You can send an email that you forgot it, get it in 5 seconds, and it sends it right back to you. So that's really not a big concern, I don't think, on anybody's book.
Yeah.
I think revamping the materials and stuff like that is even bigger. There's also another directive to reword how a single punch is used and to where it actually falls underneath the rule book. And by the way, Farito, I know you're watching and commenting, and you said it was cold in Florida, because it was. If I'm missing anything, feel free to step on my toes and throw it in there, because Anthony was at the meetings with me. It was a great time. Thank you so much for taking away time from your family and spending the weekend there, even though it was 85 when we got there and 40 when we left, and it was 46 when I got here. Kind of surprising when I had to take my jacket off here and didn't in Florida. So, but, it is what it is. But I can tell you this, there was a lot of good conversation. I bumped into Kevin, I think the first night. Is that right, Kev? First or second night?
That's
Can't
as
remember.
good as it gets right there,
night,
bumping into Kevin.
You were with Chris. Yeah.
Okay, see? And immediately, Kevin started talking about Ref Room and how much of a fun time he had. So I was like, let's bring him back on. Let's talk about it. Got a hold of Scotty. Scotty set it all up. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Kev. The one thing I wanted to ask you.
30 minutes. Yeah.
And the one thing I wanted to ask you about, Kev, is like, what are the new advantages that equipment's coming out with? Because I bet like what are the top things? I don't know if we can talk about this, but I did mention it to him. And what are you thinking? Give us your personal opinion. I think everybody wanted to hear about that.
Well, I mean, CCM. I wear CCM skates and sticks. Let's talk about the skate technology. They have a one-piece boot. I wear the Super Tack. I had the Jetspeed last year. Didn't like as much as I like the fit of the Jetspeed. There's a little preference for everyone. But I mean, the technology of the skate boot itself, it's lightweight, it's durable. For me, who's I'm on the ice every day as a coach. I mean, it's comfortable. I mean, it's like a sneaker. A lot of the skate companies are the same. They make.
Well, I have the AS5s. I love them.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. They hold up. They're great. And have you ever watched any of the videos on YouTube for like how the skates are manufactured? There's a guy over in I think he's in England somewhere, and he does some great videos about like the differences between the skates. And I wish I had watched that before I bought my last pair of skates, because now I can understand why you need to spend the $1,100 for the skates when you see the difference in how they're manufactured and how they're designed to last and what they do. It's really fascinating. If you guys haven't checked any of those videos out, I highly encourage you, especially if you're going to go skate shopping in the near future. Referees should probably be buying top of the line skates.
Yeah, and then I mean, my son wears.
If that's all you're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, from a player standpoint, the players, they have their preference. A Bauer or True makes a great skate.
Yep.
Comfortable skate. But the skates are just a jet. My son wears the Jetspeed, and he's on the ice 6 days a week. And the skates don't break down. I'm a big fan of the Step Steel, which is the black blade.
Yep.
It's a little bit more durable.
All right. I was going to ask you, what are the advantages of it? Does it actually make because I think they tote that you can make a more solid turn, or they're more durable. What goes into it? Because I honestly don't know either.
Durable. When I say durable, it doesn't, like when you get a pair of skates with the blades that the out of the box blades that come with the skate, they kind of wear down quicker with the sharpening. The Step Steel holds the edge longer, and they don't They don't wear down as quick as the other steel manufactured products are, which are, I think, a blend of steel and other metal products, whereas step steel is true steel.
Well, CCM, when you buy the top of the line skate and they have the black blades in there, I think CCM bought step steel, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, you're correct. Yes.
So is that a step steel blade that goes in the top of the line pro skate when you get the black blade from CCM, or is that still another upgrade above and beyond?
It's a step steel blade.
Yeah. I mean, I have them in the skates I have, and I think the sharpening holds up way better, way longer. In a number of games that we do, I get a half, and it lasts me like a month out there easily before I have to go get them sharpening, and it's great. I really like them. I don't know. What do you, Brad? Are you old? Are you going old school, or are you?
You spend half the game. You spend half the game on your back, so you don't.
Well, I do.
Really on your skates half the
that's
time,
true,
so
but it still counts for a month. Okay, so
No, I'm still rocking a pair of Vapors from, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I got the old steel in there, and the blend or whatnot Kevin called it, but I get mine sharpened at a half, and I get them done every 2-3 weeks. I mean, the good part about officiating is you learn how to glide a lot more, and we kind of stay out of those high traffic areas, so I don't think we lose our edge that much. So not only that, I'd rather have the glide time rather than the 3/8 or a more thinner cut there to make those agile turns, because I'm not trying to get around anybody other than trying to get around them in a big loop and come back. So I think the half is where a lot of referees like to sit, and that's where I like to sit. And I moved to a half when I was reffing a lot. So
well, you're talking about glide.
Yep, I'm old school.
Kevin is the man, okay? Kevin, for all you guys that are referees out there, if you want to learn how to use edge work, Kevin is the absolute best, the master at this. And I will tell you, before I started reffing, Kevin was doing edge work with us when I was a player. I went to a few of his drop-ins, and he made me feel like I couldn't skate. Now, I know you guys can say, well, you can't skate, so don't worry about it. I understand. But I really couldn't skate with the edge work. Well,
Scott, do they know that you were a goalie?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yes, we know that his head is damaged. We understand that. Yes, we do get that. Sorry to all you goalies out there. I love you all.
Brad, you have 1/2 inch. I have 5/8. You glide. You have more of a glide with the 5/8. You glide, even though in theory.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've done the 5/8, and I feel like then I'm stopping and I'm about to fall over on the thing. But
yeah, you're not. Yeah,
I don't know.
This is for Kevin.
I believe
louder,
you're
Kevin.
the best.
Much blade. No, but
don't be a quiet guy all of a sudden.
Who?
You.
Oh, and then. All right. So another technology was pretty cool. Have you ever you've heard of Mars blades? Mars blades, the roller
Mars blades are the ones that have some movement to them. Is that correct? Is that the blade?
And they carry that. Yeah, and they carry that technology over the ice hockey blade too. Where if you move a little forward, the blade will move with you. I haven't tried it yet. Brian Kane has some Prodigy hockey. He uses them. He likes them, but I mean that's kind of a neat technology, and it works. If anyone likes the Mars blade rollerblade, they've carried that over to ice hockey.
I've never tried the rollerblades. I've heard about the hockey blade, and I'd love to give it a try just to see what the difference is. I don't know if it takes a lot of getting used to. How is it for backward skating? Same?
Not going to help you.
Well, nothing's going to help me. You know that.
So that's on the skate side. Sticks are always coming up with lighter. Blades are more durable because guys are shooting off their toe, they're shooting off the heel. There's dual lie sticks. So yeah, I mean there's a lot out there.
What's a dual lie stick?
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
A dual lie stick. I don't know what blades have it now. A dual lie, like for example, if you shoot off your toe, it's a lie. 5.5, and then if
I gotcha.
If you're shooting off your toe, you can shoot to a 5.
Gotcha.
It doesn't really say it. It depends on the pattern of the blade. You have to ask your.
Did the price go up with that technology, or is it still just $350?
Yeah, I think it's just a standard. You're paying way too much for this, but go ahead.
I mean, you can buy that Ping driver for $500 and keep it in your bag for 10 years and not have to worry about it. Maybe you'll break a shaft if you throw it against the tree. But, the hockey stick, how many sticks do you buy for your son a year? Now, your son plays AAA hockey, right? Is he Bantam or U15? I forget.
He's U16.
U16. Okay. I couldn't remember.
16.
You're getting old, Kevin, is what's happening, okay? So your son's U16. So he's probably playing, 80 games, 70 games a year, plus practice 3 nights a week or more?
Yeah. I mean, and year round. So to answer your question, we start off with a dozen sticks. A dozen one-piece sticks. And at the beginning of the season, the bag that he got from CCM, they were breaking in the same place. He had like 3 sticks that broke in the same place, and we got the run number, and CCM did replace them. So a lot of manufacturers are good about that.
Yeah.
But he likes the stick. They're at the age now. These players are at their age now. They know what they like in a stick. They tape it the right. He tapes the toe of his stick.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's shooting. And
That's where my kid's taping his stick now.
Yeah. I taped the toe to mine as well.
I'm taping the toe. I'm the one doing.
Oh, you're taping.
Yeah.
So
who carries their bags, Brad, is the question. Do they carry their own bag, or does mom carry the bags?
They do.
They do. Okay, good.
They're tying their skates now, too.
Roller bag.
Yeah.
I don't have a roller bag. Scott has a roller bag.
Oh, you're coming aboard. You're getting on board real soon. You know you are.
Nah, I don't know. I didn't get the bag that I thought I was going to get, so it came today. Actually, I haven't opened it up yet. If you want to unbox it after this, we can together.
We can have an unboxing video.
But, it's not big enough. It's not big enough to be a referee bag, I can tell you that. So I might not be switching over there that fast. I think I'm going to look for another alternative.
I switched over. I used to use the e-bag. I don't anymore. I have a North Face bag that I got, a 29-inch North Face. I really like it. Very well made, very solid. It's a little different for getting all the equipment in there. It's probably a little bit tighter than I had with the e-bag, but it works for me. I like it. So, you got
North
options.
Face, if you're listening, Scott Smokin SIlz, give him a call.
Hey, right here, branding. No, I'm not paying. It's not an endorsement. Trust me. I paid full price for it, unfortunately. Hey, Brett Straley is joining it. I put Mark Bialko up here. He said he skates with a half. Let's see what Brett says. Brett says, Kevin, what kind of profile do you use, and what do you recommend for referees? That's a great question.
Yeah, so I use 5/8 just because I still have the Brad's right. Brad said he tried to stop, and it felt like he was sliding a little bit. But I use 5/8. I like it. It's faster. Cut, I feel. You still have the edges. You can still turn sharp. It just depends on the type of skater you are, the size you are. If the bigger players, you don't want to be digging into the ice as much, so you want more of a shallow hollow with the 5/8 and a half. Here's a good story. When I first started with the Hawks, I was working with John Scott. 6'8".
Yeah, big boy.
He had half-inch.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
But we're doing drills, and he's taking turns, and he's taking chunks out of the ice, just doing a turn. on a drill, and so we moved him to 5/8, and he still was able to. He skated better actually because he wasn't in the ice as much. But I mean, that's an extreme case of where weight and the cut of the blade, the hollow of the blade, makes a difference. But so to answer.
Yep, you froze up there, Kevin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I use 5/8. My son uses 5/8. You know, but the NHL guys and AHL guys, some of them are still using 1/2/8, 7/16. There are 5/8. So it varies on the player, but 5/8 is safe. 1/2 inch is good, but I use 5/8.
Anything else you recommend for referees? I mean, you know, from your coaching standpoint.
A pair of eyeglasses.
No, Brad, come on.
Specs.
Well, I mean, like I had Brian Fabes call me over the weekend about doing a skating. Do I do lessons for referees? And I said, well, you know, I had Jack Young came out one summer, Wendell's son, when he was getting ready for his pro season, and he spent. So referees come and do my regular skating clinics that I have with the hockey players out there. They just don't use stick and puck. And then when I'm doing drills, the referees skate along the drills and work on their skating and mobility. So what advice do I have for the referees? I mean, you guys can still work on your skating and your mobility. I mean, it's helpful, and there's ways to do it where you don't have to have.
Do you have anybody that you recommend for flexibility and agility and things of that nature, or like the off-ice training for the referees?
Yeah, Juan Gonzalez, GVN, he's great. The folks over at Goodman Performance at Fifth Third, Chris Affinati at Heartland. He's great.
I was wondering where Chris went.
Yeah,
Now I know where he went. Okay.
He's at Heartland. Yeah.
I've seriously been contemplating. I know a couple of our refs that have taken yoga, and I've seen their flexibility improve quite a bit. They're being able to get the puck and things of that nature a little bit better than they used to. I wouldn't mind. Brad, maybe we should really be thinking about doing some of this stuff for referees and offering it up as
take
part
yoga?
of the. Well, not necessarily, but I mean,
like you take yoga, I'll be the guy videoing it. I'll do it. I'll go with you. I'm just gonna watch. I'll be an observer.
I'm serious. Like some of the off ice, I just think some off ice, even for the officials, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Jazzercise with Scott Smokin SIlz. You can run the soundtrack.
I'll run the music for that. Okay.
Oh my God! Yeah. It even hang on. It even rhymes. You're perfect.
Yeah.
Jazzercise with Scott Smokin SIlz.
Yeah.
Now,
there you go.
Do you guys
Smokin SIlz Jazzercise.
Wait. I can't hear you. What's up, Kev?
Not anymore.
Before you ref.
Do we what?
Do you stretch out before you referee a game?
No, I mean, there's really no. Well, you'd have to go out in the hallway. I usually try to get a little stretch as soon as I hit the ice. A couple of leg stretches and maybe a couple tight turns or something, and a little of this, and try to loosen up a little bit. That's why even when I was playing, you want to be careful on that first shift or two. That's the time you don't want to get rocked too bad, because it hurts a lot more than if you're loose and sweating like crazy. But, I'd like to see us do more of that. I think we probably should have some sort of a program like that for the referees, or at least some recommended drills before we...
It is in there. It is, Scott.
Yeah.
You know those three manuals?
Yeah, I know the three manuals. Yeah.
It's in the three USA
manuals.
Hockey manuals, Scott.
Written in 1929 with the pictures to go with it. Yes, I've seen those.
No.
Oh, I know they've been updated.
Hold on. Actually, It was so funny because I just found paper ones the other day. My mom brought over this thing of like referee stuff that I had, and crazy enough, I found a big thing from Brandon Mills, Scott, which you know who he is, the referee that passed. Somehow it ended up in my stuff because we went to the same camp together like 15 years ago. Who knows why? But anyways, I was looking at like I have like all the officiating manuals, and they're like, I don't even have the most updated ones, and I just got these things like I would say maybe 3-5 years ago. They're not that old, but I did went and look, and they have updated them yet again. So if you haven't taken a look at those, there is recommended drills in there, Scott. There's also healthy eating and all the other things that you can look at. That's
Does
in the
it
advanced
include
manual, and also how
Italian
to
beef
talk
and
to
fries before the
a
game,
supervisor.
or pasta and caffeine, or Actually, we sat at. I went to a district seminar. All kidding aside, and they had a guy that I don't know. He was a professor at I think
nutritionist,
University of Wisconsin, that got up and gave
Wisconsin.
This 45-minute presentation. No, wasn't eat lots of cheese and beer. That wasn't what he said. But he actually said we should be eating a turkey sandwich on a bagel. That is the recommended meal before you skate. I don't remember how far in advance, but that's what he recommended. That's like the best thing you could do is a turkey sandwich on a bagel. Which
wait a minute. So check this out. Hold on. So I prepped for our show with my turkey sandwich on a bagel. Just thought I'd throw that out there because that's what I had
but you didn't mention all the half a bag of beef jerky you had with it. Yeah. But
I'm actually out of beef
that's what they
jerky, so
recommended.
thank you, though.
If you're eating healthy, Kevin, what do you guys teach your players? All your AAA players. What are they taught as far as nutrition?
Oh, I mean, they're taught. I mean, the same stuff the pros are eating. Eat healthy, low carb, no sugar. Vegetables, fruit. My son doesn't eat any junk food.
That's great.
But he still likes pizza and hamburgers. So he won't eat the fries. But let's get back to the Scott Smokin SIlz stretching regimen. This is I think we should start. So 10 jumping jacks and 5 toe touches. Nothing too much, but just enough to loosen you up. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. We should install with all referees in the training program.
I like that. So we should do 10 jumping jacks and 5 toe touches.
Yeah,
I'm just curious. Do you have a mat for us?
Wait.
Can we do that in the Lake Forest College ref room? Would we be able to pull that off in there?
No, you'd have to do it.
There's no bathroom.
So
there, right?
the one thing is
no room at all.
There's nothing in there. There's basically a closet. Let's not get us started. We don't need to change another referee room.
Okay, all right.
Kevin, the one thing is, do you know Al Stenslin?
Who? No.
Al refereed, and he refereed in the eye forever. He's a Chicago guy. He worked the Olympics, yada, yada, yada. Al didn't stretch ever. And his story was, the last time I stretched, I pulled a groin muscle while doing it. So he never stretched again. So I live by that thought process now. No, I haven't stretched. I mean, I used to run and do all that, but not now.
I used to put my legs up on the board before the game and try to get a good stretch, but since I broke that leg and I've got the 15-inch rod in there, it's not comfortable to do that anymore. So let's see. We have this is from Mark Bialko. We have a GoFundMe page to get Brad a wheelie bag. Well, Mark, why don't you put the first $50 in there?
So why don't you
put
go,
the first 50 in there, Mark?
Yeah, why don't you go start that up? Yeah, hurry it up.
To buymeacoffee.com/refroom, and we can actually put that up as a request because they now let us do that where we can have a wish list up there for the show. And the wish list could contain a wheel bag for Brad. And you guys can contribute directly to that fund. Yeah, and Brett says he come down with me on the Goodman Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They're great things down there. Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Brett. Good stuff.
Brett, Brett's helped out at the school.
When does Brett sleep?
He doesn't. He doesn't. He's wired. Look at that hair on that
Okay.
picture there. He's wired, man. He's 24/7.
I talked to him today. He was carving the wax off his snowboard.
Wow.
You're carving the wax out of your ears. Yeah, there you go.
Very good. All right.
True.
So Kevin, if
I
we
was.
want to come out and skate with you, where do you have some of your lessons going on or drop-ins that a referee could come
so my
out and join you?
Are 6 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays at Heartland. It's all ages. We have 3 coaches out there, and we separate players based on skill and age groupings. And it's just a great way to get extra skating and skill work. There's a lot of puck work and shooting, both skating and puck control. So we do it all. But it's year-round, Monday through Tuesdays and Thursdays at Heartland Ice Arena in Lincolnwood.
Okay. Now, my next question: if you are a referee,
that's
and you
on
want to
your
come,
site, right?
Yeah.
if you're a referee
that's
and you
on
want
your
to
site,
come,
right, Kev?
Yes, it's on my site, DelaneyHockey.com. You guys still having trouble hearing me?
no, it's better. You're still lower than the rest of us. You know, we're loudmouths. You have to join the club with that. You got to get a little more vocal. As a coach, you should be able to, like really enunciate it. Make it loud. But if you're a referee and you want to come out and skate with you, should they come in their referee gear or do they need to come in player gear, just no stick?
Referee gear. Come dressed as a ref. And,
Okay.
We'll take care of you. Do a lot of referees. A lot of. It's everything that we do with the players. It's a lot of 1 foot edge work, working on balance and agility. 2 feet. So it's a lot of movements that you do as a referee. When you're in a game, sometimes on 1 foot, but it's just makes you more comfortable and gives you confidence on your skates.
Yeah, listen. I'm going to come out and see you. I really will because I learned so much from you when I was playing with edge work that it's helped me immensely. I know Brad thinks I can't skate, but I actually think my edge work is not terrible. Okay, and it's thanks
Brad,
to
have you
this
ever
guy
played
right here,
hockey?
Kevin Delaney.
It's not that I don't think it. It's a proven fact. There's a difference, Scott.
Okay. All right.
Brad, have you ever played hockey?
I'm just kidding. You know that.
Have you ever
No,
played
it's
hockey
got to
with
be
Scott?
embarrassing.
Yeah, it would be.
Well, I don't want to play hockey with him because the last time he played hockey, he suggested that there is no running time in a men's league, and now games are 34-1, and you still got to play the whole game. So
It was 30. It was 30 to
9.
30 to 9, and I was out there for that. Okay.
Because of you.
I was not playing. I was reffing.
Yeah, well,
They changed it. Now it's only.
but you were the
7
one that
goal difference.
suggested it while you were
I know.
playing.
Yeah, I
Hang
agree.
on, but you were the one that suggested it while you were playing there.
Yeah. Well, I
you
wasn't
hung yourself on
reffing,
that one.
but it was a different kind of league back then. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Okay. In hindsight, I can tell you.
You're right. Guys
need
didn't
the
have
running
face
clock.
masks.
You need the running clock. I totally agree with that. All right. What else you got for us, Kevin? Anything else you want to cover? Or, I know we've talked a little bit about.
Yeah. Florida, USA Hockey. The other thing that that was good that the coach in chief for disabled hockey, Chuck Ridley out of Syracuse, but he did. He's done coaching clinics for disabled hockey, and they're I think level 1 through 3, but they're online. So if anyone has been to a coaching clinic in the past, where you have to sign up and go spend 8 hours in a hotel ballroom, this is two nights. I think 3 hours, I believe. And then they have breakout sessions so I was there talking for deaf hockey. So if you're there for deaf hockey, they put you in a breakout room. But the main rooms is regular coaching education. So it's a great way to get your coaching requirements and not leaving. You don't have to leave the house. So if you watch USA Hockey coaching education programs and look for those. It's a great way to continue your coaching education. So it's not just for disabled hockey.
Well, you know what? If I'm sure we actually have we have a lot of referees that have transferred from referee to coach, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch the show that are more wanting to get into coaching. Anything you'd like to suggest to them, a way to get started and how to kind of get into it and what they need to do?
I mean, I would just keep showing up to the rink, go on the ice and help and help with the players and teach the players. Teach them and follow the guidelines of USA Hockey. Get your level 1, level 2, level 3. Well, after level 4, you're not required to get anything else. But I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's enjoyable. And if you do it, it's a lot of work. I say that because when you're trying to teach, it's challenging because you have to find a way to reach each kid. Each kid is different. Each kid is coached a different way. Each kid learns a different way, and that's what's exciting about it. You can, it's a challenge. I find a personal challenge to learn how to, convey the message to the different types of learners out there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
All right.
Go out there and make it fun. That's
all right. I got one more quick topic, guys, I want to talk about, and that is officials' safety on the ice. And I'd like to ask, do you guys teach any of your players that the referee is not in the game? Like when they are barreling down two guys at the blue line, like you could back off and not kill the referee, because I've seen a lot of our referees get taken out. We got a lot of guys that are injured right now. We had quite a few injuries this weekend. Had one of the guys take a puck to the face last night, pretty serious. I've heard about a couple other guys.
I didn't know about that one.
Seriously?
We had a guy knocked out. We had a guy break his wrist.
No, we had a guy take a puck to the face last night. The coaches actually drove him to the hospital, is my understanding. It was bad. So he's out. They
can pick up his
he's hoping
tab. That'd be nice.
He got stitched up. Fortunately, didn't lose the teeth, but he got a pretty good cut. He told me. I texted with him last night at midnight. He got out of the hospital, so he's out for like 10 days. I think he can't do anything for about 10 days. But I'm seeing a lot of this. I mean,
why?
Hang
on. Why can't he ref with stitches?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about just officials getting injured, hit. Like run over, train wrecked.
Hang on, you said he's out for 10 days.
Yeah.
Did he get hit in the face with a puck?
Yeah. I'm just look.
I got hit in the face and I refereed the next day.
Yeah, you're Brad Baumruck, referee in chief. I understand. You're a tough guy. I got you. But
players
anyway.
do it. Players do it. I'm just saying that shouldn't hinder you from reffing.
What's that, Kevin?
I got two answers that I quite want. First is the game is. You never know where the puck is going to go, where the play is going to go. It changes on a dime.
Yeah.
Two, a lot of what we just talked about in skating and mobility and agility and being able to get out of the way.
Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. The one thing is that might be one thing, but if you're 8 feet away from me and you have your head buried in your skates and you rip it at my face, am I going to get out of the way? I don't stand a chance. Why isn't that? Why don't the players look up the boards?
Control.
I think that's what Scott's asking.
About referees that get run into along
I know.
The wall. Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is, I don't care if you're playing might hockey or professional hockey. As long as you've been playing, you've got a referee in one of the corners. Doesn't matter. It's either the left corner or the right corner at the goal line. You got a referee there. You got to know that. Before they wind up blindly and just blast the puck at you and you can't get out of the way. Or, you got two guys barreling down on somebody and you are trying to get out of the way, but, then there's another player in your way and you're going to bite the dust. I just think that the coaches need to teach some sort of, like
I'd just be happy if their heads
etiquette
were up.
or
you
like
run into me,
etiquette or
that's
something
different.
to like not take that referee out. You don't need to make that hit when the referee's directly behind that player, that's 3 feet in front of him. And, he crushes him and he crushes the ref. The ref's got no shot of getting out of there, or the linesman, whatever. But that's all. I just think that the players should be trained to kind of, in certain situations, back off a little bit when that official's there. That's just me. I
don't think the hit.
Growing up playing hockey, I never saw all these referees getting taken out. I never saw the refs getting taken out in hockey like they are now. So that's all.
The hit doesn't bother me. It's the blind throwing of the puck up the glass.
Yeah, that's
and
a
that
problem
can be,
too.
All players should be looking. And when I hit a referee once, when I was a squirt, my coach sat me on the bench and said, "If you hit the referee with the puck, you obviously didn't look up the boards. You can sit down now." But now the coaches yell, "Get out of the way." I don't even understand that.
Yeah. Yep.
So who's it really on if I get hit by it and they have their head buried in their skates? It's on the player, in my perspective, but
Well, it
could be
happens
crazy.
in practice, Brad. It happens in practice with the younger players. They always want to shoot the puck. They shooting the puck at the
They should
net.
probably start it there.
Yeah. And then it's the coaches that get hit with a with a stray puck. It ricochets off the net. Coach isn't
Well, ricochet is not what we're talking about. We're talking about a direct line of sight, and you drill me with the puck. I get ricochets and all that. That's going to happen.
That's no fun.
But I'm talking where the guy is 5 feet away from me, or where we just had a referee drop the puck. AAA player, he drops the puck. He's standing at his spot, goes behind him, and the guy rifles it head high in front of the net and hits the guy in the face from behind. I mean, what AAA play is that? 6 feet in the air. I don't even understand that. I think that's what Scott's talking about.
All right, I got another question for referees in a face-off. Using the referee off the face-off for a stance. Do you guys, players, figured that out? How to use a referee to push off of on the face-off?
The players are pushing off the referee, is what you're saying?
Off me, really.
Yeah. So using the referee is going to drop the puck, and the player is using his skate to push off the ref for a little extra.
No. I always tell you to.
Yeah,
no, I tell you to move.
Yeah.
You're not going to be anywhere near
We're
my
going to
feet.
square
You're
you
not
up,
in the face-off.
and if we have to, we're going to, if we need to back out 6 inches so we don't have a skate
I'll
up
move.
against us before we drop that puck. I'm coming back out of there a little bit. I am not having that player skate up against me in that situation. I'm hoping my other linesman. Well, what's happened a lot, Kevin, and I don't get this either. Nowadays, even from like the squirt and the peewee age, the players, if this is the what's a good item to use here? All right, let's say this is the face-off dot. That's all I have in my hand here. But players supposed to line up here and here. One on each side, with some space between them. These guys have their heads over the dot. Right, their heads are like this. You can't even put the puck down. You're constantly trying to get them to back up.
I told you
so you can even get the puck down.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I don't know. Are the coaches trying to teach them that it's an advantage to get your head like up against the other guy's head, and it's because the coaches aren't teaching them how to square up for a face-off?
Obviously.
The coaches aren't teaching them.
Scott, obviously they're not watching the referee's hand.
What'd you say, Ken?
They should be teaching them to watch the referee's hand.
Yeah.
Yep. But they're like this. They're overlapping. They are face to face basically.
All right.
No space. So something that I think the coaches should be teaching.
All right, Scott. We far exceeded time, sir.
Yeah, you're right. Kevin,
but we're having so much fun. We're talking.
I know.
About
well, we got
stretching
Kevin Delaney here, man. We talk for days. We got hockey guys in the building.
Getting hit with pucks.
Yeah,
I put the link in for Kevin's site into
Awesome.
it. I also put the link in for the Hearing Impaired Association.
Okay.
As well on both of our links, so they are both.
I just
there in
want to
case
go
people
through a
want to learn
couple of
more.
these. We had a couple people that didn't get So Jeff says that's usually when I pull something in when I try stretching. Okay. All right. Brad put the link up here. Here's the link, guys. If you want to visit Kevin, and I will endorse him personally.
It'll get you there somewhere.
As far as edge work, Brad may disagree with following my advice, but hey, I recommend going to Kevin for the edge work. Go here. Kevin is a great guy and a great instructor, and you will definitely learn from him. So let's see. Karen says, I covered a blind game at the Disabled Fest a few years ago. There was one player still to come off after the game, and I asked if he'd like help. He replied, yeah, I'm the really blind guy. I walked him toward the locker rooms and said, is this your room? He said, yes. Then I thought, how would he have known and felt a little stupid? What was that? Jumped off. All right. Well, we appreciate that.
In other words,
Karen,
how did he know? How did he know what? How did he know where he was at? And I'm guessing it's because he probably knew how many steps he was off the surface to his room.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Take an educated guess.
Yeah. All right. Rob M says, does he have ref power skating? I think we covered that, and the answer is yes.
We did
to some degree.
Watch the replay.
Yep, you're gonna be out there with some players as well because they're gonna learn the same drills that you are. So, absolutely, check it out. Yeah. Okay. All right, Kevin. It's a holiday. Thank you so much for joining us. I truly do appreciate it. You are one of the good hockey guys. Love what you do and all that you do for hockey and for the players, for the blind hockey as well as the guys that are playing AAA and everything else.
Hey, when I'm in the ref room, guys, every day is a holiday when I'm in the ref room.
There you go.
I like that.
I know that we had a great holiday weekend
ladies
together.
And gentlemen.
New slogan. Yeah.
New slogan. Every day's a holiday in the ref room.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Jumping jacks with Scott.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Brad's gonna be videotaping those jumping jacks. Yeah. All right. I'll work on 10. I might have cardiac arrest with 10 of them, but I will give it a try. Brad, you only have to do 5 because of your size.
Yeah. But
Thank you. Appreciate that. 2.
Yeah. Just a hand clap. A hand clap. Everybody clap your hands. 1, 2, done.
I'll just move my feet.
All right.
In and out.
We do this every Monday. Brad and I are nuts, but we do this every Monday, 5:30 Central Time here in Chicago. Check out the replays, refroom.com. I'm sorry, refroom, youtube.com/c/refroom. I'll get it right eventually. I've only been doing the show for 3 years. Buy us a coffee. We need more caffeine. You can see we are very quiet people. Maybe we should have bought you some coffee, Kevin. You would have been louder all day long. But, the two of us, we're wired.
I had, 32 grams of caffeine already today. I'm good.
Okay. All right. If you want to support the channel, this is how we could buy Brad a wheel bag. I will put that I will actually go up there and I will put that in the wish list that we get Brad a wheel bag and you can contribute directly to that. Mark Bialco. And it's buymeacoffee.com/refroom. All right. On behalf of my man, Kevin Delaney, thank you for joining us. Our referee in chief, Brad Baumruck. Thank you. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week right here on the Ref Room. Peace out.
Stay out of the papers, Brad. All right.
I'll work on it. Thanks, Kev.
All right, see ya.